Good evening, everyone. So, welcome to our video discussion, group discussion number 6, which is our last discussion for this semester. So, how are you guys doing?
I'm fine.
Alhamdulillah, all fine.
Thank you.
Okay, that's great. So, as usual, before you start, let's introduce ourselves first. So I'm Muhammad Daniel bin Muhammad Lazim. My metric number is 198624. Shah.
Hi, my name is Sharizal bin Jalil. My matrix number is 199345.
Okay.
Nabil.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Nabi Syakir bin Muhammad Nasir. My metric number is 198823. Asma.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Asma binti Shabri. My metric number is 198909. Tira.
Hi, my name is Siti Atira binti Roslan. My metric number is 199801. Nora.
Hi, my name is Nora Shakira binti Saur Hamid. My matrix number is 197641.
Okay. Since everyone have already introduced themselves, so we start our discussion by recapping back the poems that we have made throughout the semesters. So, Nora, can you share? Are you going to share the poems? Okay, Nora. All right.
I'll share the screen.
Okay. Thank you, Nora.
Thank you, Nora.
Okay, so the first poem that we did is the poem about online learning. So the poem is made by Group 1. So it discusses how students like us face online learning. So the second poem is made by Group 2, which talks about poverty during COVID-19, which discusses on how people have been affected by COVID-19, especially through which is the poverty part. So the third one is the environmental issue. So this poem is made by Group 1, talks about issues related to environment, and the last poem is about mental health issues, which was made by Group 2. So now we'll be discussing on which poem is the best poem. So we'll start by hearing each member's opinion and their choice of what they think is the best poem. Nabil, would you want to volunteer first?
Okay, I will start first. Where the poem?
Oh, you want to see? Okay, wait. A minute.
Okay. I wanna review.
Okay, sure. Can you see? Can you guys see this?
Yes. We can see.
Yes, I can see. I think I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna go with mental health.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay, why I'm choosing this mental health? First, the poster is quite nice. And for this poem, every stanza is telling you about to be strong, about don't give up in your life. And then you can see in first stanza, firstly, the first stanza is introduced about the mental health. So, the first stanza intro about this mental health. And then the second one talk about the problem of mental health. Nobody can help you unless you be a fighter. And then the third and the fourth stanza is hope. So you can see at the third, don't put full stop to it, better treat with hope. Carry on your story to tell to your successor. This this third and fourth stanza is telling you to never go suicide. Don't put an end on your story. So uh this story is good lah. So I think that's all from me. So Atira, how about you?
For me, actually, I also wanna choose mental health because I want to choose mental health issues, a poem about mental health, because this is practically the issues that's actually like super close to us. Other than ODL, mental health is something that pretty like everyone's suffering with a lot of situation that can bring to like not a very good mental health situation. So for the poem itself, it's super easy to read, super easy to understand. Every stanza just like what what Nabil said. Every stanza just told us to just keep telling us to be strong and keep going, never stop. So yeah, I just love the fact that when you read this poem, it's not just about reading a poem. It's actually like a message that someone who wrote this poem wants to the person who read it to feel like don't give up. Just it's like a message instead of just a poem. And yeah, overall, I think mental health issue is one of the best poems from group two. So yeah, from my opinion, I would choose mental health issue too. What about Shah?
Thank you, Siti Noratia. Okay, for me, I would like to choose the same poem with Nabil and Noratira. Based from four poem, I would like to choose the last poem, which is the mental health poem, because this poem more touched my heart, and I think this poem is more motivate poem than another. And this poem can help another people which have a syndrome or depression to motivate themselves and be the solution for them. And at the same time, this poem easy to understand and the meaning is very clear, and we can easy to understand, like no need to get more time for read this poem, more touchful. How about you, Daniel?
So, for me, I have a different opinion from Nabil, Shah, and Atira. I think I prefer the first poem that we made, which is the ODL. Okay. Alright. Because, okay, first of all, I like how the poem is made. It feels like a I guess a story. It starts out with a timeline which starts from the morning and it ends, and then when the and then the last stanza is how it describes of how we as a student ends the day. And plus I like the ODL because it is very relatable, and it feels like I'm not the only one facing the problem, the ODL, and it's very relatable, and I feel connected with the poem, and I really like how the poem constructed the word choices, um, and I like the second stanza, how it said, clock points at 1, it is time for lunch. Finally, the food is in our face, the first meals of the day. Because the morning it has been filled with, classes, 8 to 12, and then 1 o'clock is the only time where we get to have our meal. And it is the first meals of the day, which is very relatable for me. So yeah, for my opinion, I think I really like the ODL part. Okay, so I think we can move on to Nora. How about you? What do you think? Which one is your preferred poem?
Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, yes,
Can you
yes.
Yes,
hear
clearly,
me?
Nora.
Here.
Okay, so just like Daniel, likewise, I like the first poem too. I really think it's very, very relatable. Everything Daniel say, it's actually very spot on. Because I really like how the poem is constructed, starting from our morning, then the afternoon, then at night, what do we really go through? Since Odia is actually very close to home now, it's actually at home now. I actually like the last one. This is it. This becomes overrated. Anxiety starts to be very too much, very too like the last two sentences. Too much burden to carry, too much burden to let go. Because it's like we cannot let it go since we already come this far, but it's also too much to carry for now. Just like Daniel said, the second stanza, the clock points at 1, it is time for lunch, because in the morning we usually don't have time to actually have our breakfast since classes always starts at 8. Then you only have free time around 12 because all the classes are very consecutive. There's like no break in between except at 12. That's why it's time for lunch when 12 to 1. I really like how this poem is constructed and really speaks our life on what do we deal every day with ODL. Maybe students like us might relate more to this. I mean, as for me personally, I like this because it's really relatable. But I also like the mental health one. The mental health one is also very relatable. Especially, I think mental health and ODR really plays a supporting role with each other because ODR really disrupts your mental health unless you really take care of it, right?
True.
I also like this, but I like the first one better, the first poem better. What
My
about you,
opinion.
Asma?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
For
Yes.
me, I also agree with Nora and Daniel as well. I like the first poem more because as Daniel and Nora stated that it is more suitable not for student only but also with our current situation right now, which is online learning, because right now we are I think for about 3 semesters
Yeah.
we
Yes.
are in ODL, right? So I think
Yeah.
that the way that this poem express how ODL actually feels like is really nice, and also it kind of like tells the word about our feels, how ODL actually so mentally exhausting. So I really like how it's actually kind of like expressed to the world that what the students right now, which is more like the university student lah, since we have lots of classes and assignment, then is like so exhausting, not only especially mentally lah, because physically, well, if we like exhaust mentally, it will take trolls on our health as well, and it will affect our physical. So I think I really like this poem. And for the use of words, I think I like mental health more, but for the message, I think I like the ODL one, so that's why I choose the ODL first.
Okay, so from what we have heard from every members is that, so now there are three people, which me, Nora and Asma has voted for ODL, and Nabil, Shah and Natira has voted for which is the mental health poem. So we are in a pretty much, what do you call, a standstill. So there are two there are no tiebreaker. But I think both poems are great. I really like the mental health, and I really like ODL, just like Nora said. Both are related, you know. So ODL and then affect our mental health.
So guys, do you have anything else to add on?
I think after hearing what Nora, Asma, and Daniel justify just now about the first poem ODL, I think the ODL is more related to me than the mental health problem. So for the poem, because I don't want Thai, so I will go with ODL. That's from me. So thank you. Nora can take back.
All right. Okay, anyone else wants
Or
to
else
add?
I'll
I'll do the closing.
Nothing
I
from
think
me.
nothing.
No from me.
No, nothing.
Okay, since we have a tiebreaker, Nabil is our tiebreaker. So our winner is actually ODL. So ODL is the best poem for this group. Good job, guys. But all the poems were actually very great, and everything was done creatively, very organized, and very colorful with posters and everything.
Thank
See you
you
guys.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum.
Bye.
Thank you,
See you
everyone.
guys
Thank you.
later.
Bye.
See you guys next time.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye.
bye.